When opening a UK bank account as a new migrant or an international student who just moved to the UK, you might have to choose between opening a bank account with a traditional high street bank like Barclays, HSBC, NatWest, and Lloyds Bank, or you might have to open a digital-only bank like Monzo, Revolut, and Sterling. You see, making this decision can be daunting as both options have their advantages and they also have their disadvantages that can impact your banking experience as a newbie here in the UK. So that's why I thought to create this video, just to guide you through the key factors to consider when you're choosing to open a bank account here in the UK and you're trying to decide, oh, should I open a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK, or should I open a bank account with a digital only bank here in the UK, just to help you decide which might be better suited for your specific needs. Now, for this video to flow smoothly, I do have 7 talking points. Now, for each talking point, I would first talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of opening a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK, and then I will go on to do the same thing for a digital only banks, like opening a bank account with a digital only bank, and then I'll give you my verdict on each talking point. And at the last talking point for this video, which is which one should you choose, I would kind of give you my opinion on both of them. Now, for the first talking point, which is ease of opening an account, I would say for new immigrants, that's international students or those who just moved to the UK either on a spouse visa or as a dependent, the process of opening a bank account with a traditional high street bank can be somewhat tedious because of the document requirements. You would have to visit the bank in person and the processing time. Now, for most high street banks, you would actually require proof of ID, like e.g. your passport, a UK address, and proof of your immigration status, like your visa or your biometrics residence permit. And some traditional high street banks here in the UK might actually ask for proof of income or like a student enrollment letter. So you have to put this in mind. Likewise, if you're looking to open a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK, you would actually be likely to visit the bank in person. Like you have to visit the branch to submit your documents, while many banks will actually allow you to start the process online. But for the final approval, they will actually require you to come to a branch, like you have to come in person for like an appointment. Also, opening a bank here in the UK with a traditional high street bank can take several days to like a week to even open the account, and it can even take you longer to receive like your debit card. On the other hand, digital only banks makes opening a bank account with them a breeze, putting you in the driver's seat of your financial journey because the process is entirely online and you can have instant access to your bank account once you open it. Likewise, digital banks often require fewer documents. For many international students or immigrants, like new immigrants here in the UK, a passport and proof of immigration status will just suffice. And some may not even require proof of address, which can be a challenge to provide when you first arrive here in the UK, because you just moved to the UK, you don't even have like a permanent address and they're already asking you for proof of address to open a bank account. So in this area, digital banks are actually king because some of them might not even require you to have like proof of address, just a passport and your immigration status, just for them to know that you are legally living here in the UK, like you have the right to live here in the UK. And the entire process of opening a bank account with a digital only bank here in the UK can be done from your smartphone without the need to visit a physical branch. You simply will just upload your identification document, take a selfie for verification, and you're good to go. And many digital banks in the UK provide like near instant approval, allowing you to start using your bank account within minutes. And you would usually receive your debit card in like few days. Now, for me, when it comes to ease of opening a bank account here in the UK, my verdict is that if speed and simplicity are what you need as a newbie here in the UK, digital bank is a clear winner. because in terms of ease of opening, they're just very easy to open. And traditional bank may offer more support, but involves more paperwork and time. I remember when my husband first moved to the UK, that was in 2021. It was really a challenge for him to open a traditional high street bank here in the UK because he needed appointment, and that was COVID time. So it was slow, like it's like a year to even open a bank account with like a traditional high street bank in the UK. But when he chose to open Revolut, he got his Revolut card within days and he opened it online. Within a few minutes, he already had his Revolut account. Now, if you want to open a Revolut bank account here in the UK, I do have a referral link you can use. I'll leave it in the comment section for those who want to use my referral link to open a digital bank here in the UK. And if you want to support the channel, please use my referral link. I do have a Revolut bank account and I loved it. But when I first moved to the UK in 2018, the first bank account I opened was with Barclays, and Barclays is actually a traditional high street bank here in the UK. So let's move on to the second talking point, which is on convenience and accessibility. Now, traditional banks here in the UK actually have extensive branch networks, which can be very helpful if you need in-person assistance, such as with depositing cash, financial advice, or dealing with complex account issues. Likewise, traditional high street banks here in the UK offer more than just current bank accounts or saving accounts. They actually provide a broad range of services, such as giving you credit cards, overdraft, loans, and even mortgage services, which can be helpful to establishing your financial footprint here in the UK, or even establishing yourself financially here in the UK. However, branches often operate within standard business hours here in the UK when it comes to traditional high street banks, which might be a bit of an inconvenience if you're a student who have classes, or for those who are working, you need to balance your work schedule and your study schedule around the banking hours if you need to go in person to sort out your banking issues. On the other hand, when it comes to digital-only banks, they actually provide you with full access to your account via the mobile app, allowing you to manage your money and your accounts anytime and anywhere in the world, like you have 24/7 access. This is ideal for international students or newbies or migrants here in the UK who might need to send money abroad or check their balances at any time of the day, or let's say you travel abroad or you go back to your home country for holiday, or for whatever reason you go back to your home country, you can actually access the online customer service to sort out your banking issues if you're using like a digital bank account, and you might not be able to do that with a traditional high street bank account. If you have a bank account with a digital only bank, and you might not be able to do that if you have a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK. Now, when it comes to digital only banks, they actually offer modern features, and it can be exciting and empowering, especially if you want to manage your money in multiple currencies, or you want to track your expenses. For Revolut, for example, you have pockets, you have pods where you can, just manage your money the way you want, different features in the app. You can use that. For instance, my Barclays account, I can't manage my account the way I would like to with my Revolut bank account. So when it comes to convenience and accessibility and managing your money, my verdict will be that if you want 24/7 convenience and app-based control features, and you want to be able to manage your money anytime from anywhere in the world, however you want, I would say having a bank account with a digital-only bank is the way to go. However, if you prefer to access a branch or a more traditional service when it comes to managing your money, your bank account, and things like that, I would say a traditional high street bank will be the best bet for you. Now, let's move on to my third talking point, which is on fees. Now, when it comes to traditional high street banks, they can have various fees depending on the type of bank account you open with them. Some bank accounts with traditional high street banks may charge monthly maintenance fees unless you meet specific criteria, e.g. you have like a minimum deposit, or you have like a student account, or you have like a basic account with them. Furthermore, when it comes to like high street traditional banks here in the UK, like having a bank account with them, they would often charge for international transactions and currency conversions, which can be costly if you frequently send money back home or you send money abroad. On the other hand, if you choose to open a bank account with a digital-only bank, they will typically offer you like fee-free basic account and lower overall charges when it comes to managing your money or your bank account. Most digital bank accounts do not charge monthly fees for their basic account, and they would provide you like free international transactions, like you can send money and receive money and transfer money without any charges, or their fees might just be lower compared to like traditional high street banks here in the UK. Now, when it comes to digital banks like Monzo and Revolut, which are like popular for their favorable exchange rate, making them like ideal for international students and newbies here in the UK who will need to like convert money and make regular international transactions. So I would say in terms of low fees and affordable international transactions, digital banks have much better cost-effective options, especially if you are keen on managing your finance cross borders, or you would be doing lots of international transactions. I would say digital banks is the way to go. Now let me move to my fourth talking point, which is around financial products and credit building. Now, if you plan to stay in the UK long term and you want to build your credit score, personally I would say traditional high street banks have more options, including credit cards, loans, overdrafts, and they report to credit agency, helping you to establish credit worthiness, which will be important for renting a property here in the UK or applying for a mortgage later on, because you would have some sort of credit score or credit history your landlords can look at, especially when you want to rent a house here in the UK. And many high street banks here in the UK offer special student accounts, including interest-free overdraft and other benefits, which can be particularly useful if you need financial flexibility during your studies here in the UK. However, digital banks primarily focuses on current accounts, and they typically do not offer like credit products, let's say like credit cards or loans or overdraft. Now, some digital banks here in the UK are starting to catch up to that, like Monzo and Sterling. They're beginning to offer like personal loans and overdraft, but the credit products they have that can help you build your credit score are not as extensive as those available with traditional banks. Also, digital banks tend to be weaker when it comes to helping you to build your credit history, which is crucial for planning your finances here in the UK if you choose to remain in the UK long term. So I would say if you want to establish a financial footprint and build your credit score here in the UK, I would actually suggest you consider opening a traditional bank account here in the UK, as they have more robust choice and they can help you build your credit score. They can help you have some sort of financial footprint here in the UK. However, digital banks are sufficient for basic everyday banking, but they will necessarily not help you build your financial footprint here in the UK. Not all digital banks will do that. Some will do that, but not all will do that. So I would say if you're keen on building your credit score, just open a traditional bank account and you should be fine. Now, my fifth talking point will be on international transactions, because obviously we are foreign nationals living here in the UK and this is important to us. Now, traditional high street banks generally charge higher fees for international transfers and foreign exchange. You may also face unfavorable exchange rates, making them less appealing if you need to like send money abroad frequently. So this might be a drawback when it comes to traditional high street bank accounts here in the UK. Nevertheless, digital banks shine when it comes to international transactions. You see, many digital banks here in the UK offer free or low-cost international transfers, which is perfect for sending money back to your home country or to wherever you want to send money in the world. Revolut, for example, is known for its competitive interest on currency exchange and international money transfers. Now, in the UK, some digital-only banks like Revolut allows you to hold multiple currency in one account. Like, I do have like a dollar account and I do have a pounds account in my Revolut bank account, and this can be helpful for international students and new migrants, if you want to manage your money across. But don't ask me why I have a dollar account and a pounds account. I just have a dollar account because why not? Now, if you frequently make international transactions, digital banks are like the clear choice due to like the low interest, and they have better exchange rates compared to like a traditional bank account. Now, my sixth talking point would be around customer support. Now, when it comes to customer support, traditional high street banks offer in-person support. This means that if you need help, you can just visit a branch, which can be reassuring if you require like personal assistance. Let's say you really don't understand how money works here in the UK, you don't understand how maybe to use like an ATM card or how to use an ATM machine or how to tap and things like that. You can walk to a bank here in the UK, like any branch, and they can walk you through how that works if you don't want to watch a YouTube video to know that. Additionally, you can you can also have customer support through your phone, and you can have online support, but it's just that the time and the way they respond to you can vary because obviously they do like typical 9 to 5. But on the other hand, digital banks mainly offer app-based support, and they provide like chat-based support directly through their apps within like minutes or within seconds. Basically, you can access like their customer support, and they are available 24/7. Like, it's 24/7. It's not like traditional banks where they might not be available at a certain part, where they might not available at some certain time of the day, unless if it's like maybe fraud or emergencies. But for digital banks, they're always available 24/7 because they are online. Now, when it comes to digital banks only, their response time are usually fast for routine issues, and the lack of in-person support can be a drawback for more complex queries. Like, if you value like face-to-face interaction, traditional bank will provide that option for you because digital banks will not. However, digital banks would offer like convenient customer support if you prefer like quick app-based solutions. So basically, it's just a give and take when it comes to like customer support. Like, considering the world is becoming a digital world, like we're in a digital age, I feel everyone should learn how to do things digitally and do things safely digitally, because there are lots of fraudulent people out there. But you just need to know what to look out for and know what information you should not be giving to like your customer support service for your bank online. It's very important you know that obviously your customer support online should not be asking you for the PIN to your ATM cards and things like that. So you should try to know all those red flags. But I believe so far so good. It's safe to do your customer support query online because it's just faster. Basically, we're in a digital age, because I know a time will come where there probably will not be in-person customer service for most products or most services in the world. So yeah, learning to use like digital customer support and using it safely is very important. Now, you might ask, so pathway to UK, which should I open with all what you've said? Now, as an international student or a newbie in the UK, the right choice will depend on your specific needs. Like I've mentioned, 6 factors you should actually consider when it comes to opening a bank account here in the UK. And I've talked about the advantages and the disadvantages of each factor when it comes to digital banks and traditional high street banks. So to be fair, it all boils down to your financial need. I would say you should choose a traditional high street bank if you need a student account with overdraft facility, if you need that financial flexibility, you want to build a long-term financial footprint, and have a credit history and a credit score here in the UK. And I would say you should open a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK if you value having access to a physical branch or if you like in-person support and you want a more comprehensive range of financial products, like you want credit cards or loans and stuff like that. On the other hand, I will tell you to open a bank account with a digital-only bank here in the UK if you want to open a bank account quickly and without the hassle, especially if you don't have like a UK address yet. Furthermore, I would actually suggest you open a bank account with a digital-only bank here in the UK if you need lower fees, especially for international transactions and foreign currency exchange. If you prefer to manage your money entirely through a mobile app and you want 24/7 access and real-time budgeting too, and you just want 24/7 customer support. Now, I would actually suggest you should have the best of both worlds. Yes, I would say you should combine both. I would tell you to open a bank account with both a traditional high street bank here in the UK and a digital-only bank here in the UK, because you can use your bank account with a traditional bank here in the UK to build your financial footprint, to build your credit score, to have a credit history. And you can also have a bank account with a digital-only bank here in the UK. You can rely on that bank account for your everyday spending and international transactions, and to be able to manage your money from anywhere in the world anytime. This way you can benefit from the strength of both bank accounts, because trust me, in this life, anything that have an advantage will surely have a disadvantage. So yes, you can enjoy the best of both worlds, and you can also try to cope with the disadvantages of both worlds, but I would say the advantages outweigh the disadvantages to me. Personally, I do have a bank account with a traditional high street bank here in the UK and with a digital-only bank here in the UK. So I do have a Barclays account and a Revolut bank account. Now, if you're new to the UK or you're just curious on how to open a bank account here in the UK with a traditional high street bank here in the UK or with a digital-only bank here in the UK, watch the video on your screen right now.